It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
And we're not afraid here on Declare Your Independence of me, Ernest Hancock, but we're relatively concerned. You know, this is what's going on. Take a look. Freedom's Phoenix site is under attack right now. Okay, we got service denial attack and so on, and this is a regular thing. I mean, they're always coming after me for something. What we do, though, is that we learn from each one. Okay, where are they coming from? How are they doing it, and so on. And we write different scripts, and this has been going on for years. So whenever they do this, we'll go in and say, all right, well, these ISPs are blocked, or if they do scripts so many in a certain amount of time, we'll do it. I mean, it's a battle that Michael and Tiger are always on, and then we enjoy playing the game. I mean, but it's inconvenient sometimes. But I'll tell you what I suspect, okay? What happened recently that we had these problems. When we get back up here soon, we'll go ahead and I'll leave it up at the top, and they'll do it again. But this is the one thing that we have, like we have this gentleman on talking about the Coast Guard. Well, I'm sure they didn't like that none too much. Yesterday, I had a gentleman on, and I got the information. Yeah, Matt Bruce. Okay, now let me go ahead and explain what's going on. Matt Bruce is a talk show host. It's called the Captain's America Radio Show. And if you go search that, you'll see that. Now, he's an interesting individual in that he did a press release, through different PR organizations saying, "Oh, I'm ready. We're going to talk about WikiLeaks. We need to talk about WikiLeaks and how it's endangering the troops." I got a criticism from someone, and I wish I had it in front of me, but it's maybe I can pull it up on my Facebook. I'll go ahead and work on that while we're talking. Because what they did is they're going, "I can't believe you had this guy on and you didn't, slam him around more." He's going, "Wow, man, this guy are you kidding me? You really needed it. I can't believe you let this guy just go on and on and on and on, and you didn't slam him more." Well, I made sure I got my, my say, but the thing is that, let's see if I can, Sierra, can you come help me? Go ahead and pull that up, and I'll go ahead and read it on. Oh, here we go. I got it. Ernest needs to grow a pair. Okay, here we go. I've been aware of your presence in the freedom movement for a few years. Favorable comments have been made about you by Scott Horton, Angela Keaton, Pete Eyre, Marc Stevens, among others. I heard your interview with Matt Bruce the other day. It was shameful. I was embarrassed for you. This man advocates and participates in taking stolen money, taxation, and killing many innocent foreigners through drone attacks. Okay, we'll put that up there. And you are deferential to this piece of garbage wrapped in skin? What's wrong with you? Okay, well, let me tell you what was going through my head and if you watch the video, you get to see a little bit more than just the radio and what I was doing. But this is what happened. There is a history with Marvel Comics and the U.S. government. There always has been. This gentleman is a Vietnam veteran, was a 9/11 first responder fireman. He has a son that's on his third tour in Afghanistan. He has a radio show called the Captain's America Radio Show. He also is a talk show host on Troop Talk Radio that's sponsored by the Department of Defense. He lives right by CENTCOM. Central Command in Florida, I think it is. Now, what happened was he goes, yeah, he's proud. I let him talk. Just keep going, man. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Yes, don't you think? I mean, let him talk. Feed out some rope. Give him more rope. And we have it in the archive. Now, this is what he said. Might over right. I mean, he actually says this stuff. If the Afghanistan people would just sit down, shut up, we'd build some roads. I mean, he actually says this stuff. He's been in Central Command as they had done Predator and Reaper attacks, as they're bombing the weddings of, as they're spewing guts all over the fence of, in the little village and house of whatever. And yes, we need to do that more. So you're in support of hypersonic craft that now they can go from anywhere on the planet in an hour, hour and a half. Boom, they're bombing with conventional. And, of course, a little nuclear is possible. That they can do this all over. You support? Yeah, absolutely, man. We need to go kill them. To make the comment, I mean, of course, I got out our position. I say, look, man, if you just stop bombing socially, economically engineering everybody across the planet, including us, this kind of stuff stops. We don't get patted down. We don't get searched. Ever enter in. Nope. They got lithium. I see all these bullet points, all these resources in Afghanistan, and it's ours for the taking, man. They just need to shut up and get with it, and we're going to take and we'll do what we did to Saudi Arabia, and we'll make some of the sheiks very rich, and we'll give them garbage trucks and stuff. This is what happened. Now, remember, we've had guests on like Confessions of an Economic Hitman, John Perkins, and talking about how this is done, because this is what happens. You go in and you have to have someone to sign a contract, a deal. If they go into Afghanistan and it's just all these tribesmen, all these different valleys, all this rough terrain, all of these, they're like, there's no national soccer team. We have Scott Horton on talk about this stuff, and it's just they don't see themselves as a collective. They're their own tribes, their own culture, their own religions, their own, and that's why empires go there to die, because you can't get someone to sign a piece of paper and say they surrender. There's no collective surrendering authority. They're just in the whole culture of them is like, bring on the next invader, we'll take care of you too. What, you think the Soviets didn't have enough Hind helicopters? So I'm going, all right. What they're going to do is they need to get someone to sign a deal. Now, the Taliban that was in charge and eradicated all the heroin trade, he was going on about, they're doing heroin, for the Taliban making money. I'm going, heck, wasn't it the Taliban that did away with the poppy fields? Oh, but that wasn't good enough. It wasn't for y'all. So they had they had to put a pipeline through from, this place to the Indian Ocean and there and back and forth, whatever. They need somebody to strike the deal. And then they got to enforce the deal. You got tribesmen out there blowing up pipelines. It's like Lawrence of Arabia during World War I in the Arabian Peninsula out there. That's all he did was just cause trouble. You think they can't cause trouble? So it's who you pay off and who you do. And what if you can't? What if, and we got Freedom's Phoenix up working now. Yay. And you go take a look at this article. What if they are in a situation to where there's no one to grant permission? And even if they did, they get Karzai up there. He goes, "Yep, I deem the authority to take tribesman what's his name stuff." And what if tribesman what's his name says you ain't taking my stuff? Then what? So this is kind of what's going on. They want to have someone. That was what Iraq was all about. They wanted to create a government. They wanted to have somebody, one of their puppets in charge, that they could have a deal struck. Okay. How's that working out? Then we have Wolfowitz and so on saying, these wars are going to pay for themselves. We have all kinds of resources. We're going to take the money and put it in the general treasury. That's what we're going to do. Not, we're not in the deal. I can tell you that. We're going to be paying for it. It's just like this too big to fail thing. If they make a lot of profit from it, well, they're going to keep the profit. If it costs a lot of money in the wars or bailouts or they lose money, then we get on the hook for it. To the point that it gets to where it all falls down. Now, when we come back, I'm going to tell you what the link is from him being a Vietnam vet, what happened in the 50s and the 60s and going with the United Nations and now, and we're teeing it up so we can give it a nice one iron, driver on this thing. I'll tell you all about it when we come back here in just a little bit. You stay right there.